we are going to do a problem where there are two radicals and we still need to solve for x. So the problem that we're going to do is 8 minus x equals 2 plus the square root of 2x plus 3. Okay, in this problem, we have two radicals. In this case, they're square roots because the index is 2. We just don't write 2 in there. And so when we're working with this, we still need to solve for x. So in order for us to do that is we have to get rid of the radical. So we need to isolate one of the radicals, which is already isolated. It's by itself on the left-hand side of the equal sign, so we don't have to work that one. And so what you're going to do is we're going to square one side, and we're going to square the other side because the index is 2 of the radical, and we want to get rid of the radical sign. So when we square it, that radical cancels out with that, so we're going to get 8 minus x. And then this one here is not so easy. The right-hand side is not so easy. We cannot distribute the 2 because we have a we do not have a multiplication, we have an addition. And so we know from chapter 0 that we are not allowed to distribute the 2. Now what this actually means is that it's going to be two quantities, 2 plus the square root of 2x plus 3 times 2 plus the square root, sorry, let me erase this, the square root of 2x plus 3. And what you're going to actually do here is you're going to do the distributing. You multiply these two together and you end up with 4. You multiply these two together and that's going to be 2 plus 2 of them, 2x plus 3. Then you multiply these two together. It's 2 square root of 2x plus 3. And then you multiply these two together. Well, they're two radicals. And so that just means we're going to get the square root of 2x plus 3 squared. And then that's going to cancel. And so then we are going to be able to cancel that out. So working that out, we're going to get 8 minus x equals 4 plus 4 square root of 2x plus 3. That cancels with that. And the 4 comes from these two. So we know that that comes together, and then it's going to be plus 2x plus 3 because that one canceled there. So you're going to have 8 minus x is equal to that is going to be, because we're going to combine like terms, that's going to be 7 plus 2x plus 4 square root of 2x plus 3. So what we're doing, we still haven't solved for it. I do not want to square both sides right now because I have all this stuff right here that's extra. If I square it, then it's going to be a lot of distributing. So what we do is we move everything to the left-hand side. And so when I move the 7 over, I get 1. When I move the 2x, I get a negative 3x equals to 4 square root of 2x plus 3. So now I have two quantities that I am going to, now I can take the radical out, and it's okay because I have multiplication here. So I squared this side and I squared that side. Because the 4 is being multiplied to the square root, that means that I could actually distribute the 2. Up here I couldn't distribute the 2 because there was a plus sign. This one here is not a plus sign, it's a multiplication sign, so I could distribute the 2 to that, and I could distribute that power to that. So this ends up being, and here I cannot distribute the 2. Over here I cannot distribute the 2 there. And so what you want to do is you are going to have to expand it. And so we do 1 minus 3x times 1 minus 3x. And so we have that, sorry for the moving around, equals to this one here is going to be 16, and then the square to this, that means it's going to cancel, and we get 2x plus 3. So here we are distributing, and so we end up with 1 and then minus 3x minus 3x plus 9x squared equals 32x plus 48. Okay. So now it's a quadratic, and we know that it's a quadratic because the degree is 2. We went from something that could have been linear to something that's a quadratic because we're squaring both sides. So that only means that we could have gotten extraneous solutions. So I'm expecting 2 answers because the degree is 2. The 2 answers that when I solve for it are x-intercepts. So that means that my y has to be 0. So I am going to move everything over to the left-hand side, and so I get 9x squared, and then I have 32, and then minus 6 is going to give me a negative 32, right? Because when you move over, it's going to be a negative 32, so it's going to be negative 38x. And then negative 48 is going to be a negative 47 with the positive, and that's where we get that. Now, it's a quadratic. We have 4 different possibilities we could do in order to solve for the x. We could either do the quadratic formula, we could do completing the square, we could do the square root method, or we could do factoring. In this case, factoring cannot happen. It's not factorable. There is a middle term, so we can't do the square root formula, the square root method, and so the only other possibility is complete the square of the quadratic formula. I'm going to choose the quadratic formula. So I know that x is going to be the opposite of b, which is 38, plus or minus the square root of 38 squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And then we calculate it, and we get 38 plus or minus the square root of 38 squared. And when you calculate it, it's going to give you 3136 all over 18. So that gives you x is equal to 38 plus or minus 56 all over 18. And so that gives you 2 answers. So x is equal to 38 plus 56 over 18. Now, or x is equal to 38 minus 56 over 18. And then what you want to do is you want to calculate them, and then because this is not a word problem, we really want to leave them into fractions. So we want to we want to add the numerators. So we get 94 over 18, which is going to be reduced, and then the other one is going to give you x equals negative 18 over 18. This one gives you a negative 1, and then the other one is going to be reduced because they both share a 2. So we get x equals to 47 over 9. So those are the answers to it. Now, what you would do is you would substitute them back into the equation and see which one is going to give you a true answer and not an extraneous solution. So when you substitute it back in, you could find out which one it is. So for example, we would do the square root of 8, and then it's going to be plus 1 equals 2 plus the square root of 2, negative 1 plus 3. So that is going to give you square root of 9, 2 plus, that's going to give you square root of 1. And so 3 is equal to 3, right? So that means that this is a solution. Go ahead and I'm running out of time. So go ahead and try to do the 47 over 9 in there and see if that also gives you a solution. And it should. So then you could see that both are going to be an answer. Okay.